Welcome to the Real Agents of Change podcast, where we celebrate and support nonprofits, 501c3s, those that they serve and support, and also those who serve and support them. And today we're talking with Lisa, who is a real estate agent and a nonprofit owner and has been to our charitable real estate masterclass. Lisa, please feel free to tell us a little bit about yourself, what market you're in, and what is your nonprofit all about?
Thank you so much, Cammie. I appreciate being here and sharing this information. Lisa Soloway with eXp Realty. And it really all started with adopting our daughter from foster care 20 years ago. She was 8 years old, now 28. And the nonprofits that I have such a passion for is helping teens and young adults aging out of foster care, which led to also helping homeless teens and young adults, because we have a large percentage here in Brevard County, which is where I'm located. Most people are familiar with Melbourne, not Melbourne, Australia, but Melbourne, Florida. So Ways for Life. WAYS stands for Wraparound Youth Services. I was approached in 2019 to help start that because they knew I already had started a life skills program for teens aging out of foster care. And WAYS stands for Wraparound Youth Services. So our members come in, and we've grown to over 232, I think, as of last week, in just 2.5 years. That really helps you understand what the need is. So they come in and they meet with a youth specialist who actually figures out what do they need. A lot of them don't even have their social security card. They do not have their birth certificate, and they can't get a job. So we help them get that. Then we help them get their GED, and we help them get housing as well. And I don't know if anybody knows, but HUD actually has a voucher for anyone who's been in foster care 6 months or more. And so they actually get, they have to pay something towards it, but it's, this voucher helps pay for the rent, so they're not homeless. And in addition to the GED, we have our life skills program called Lift Up Young Lives. And it is a college year. We have 2 semesters. And the goal really is to help them see their past does not equal their future. We teach them life skills. We teach them what's under a hood, because they get a good used car when they graduate the entire program. And then in our second semester, we teach them about safe driving, because we want them to be safe and enjoy their vehicle. And so that, in a nutshell, we do much more than that, but that in a nutshell will give you a good idea what we do. It's really education, housing, and helping them get employment. We've helped a lot of our members get employment.
You are visionary. That is a lot to take on right there. And it's so needed. I can't tell you, in the last 3 years of us doing what we do at the Real Agents of Change, how many people I've met who are doing things to help kids that are aging out of foster care. It's a big problem in our country. So thank you for being part of the solution. You know, we talk about how people have time, talent, and or treasure. And sometimes people will say to me, who in the world would donate real estate? And I always kind of look back and say, well, people like Lisa, who in the world would donate that much time and talent to start a nonprofit? So some of us have the time and talent like you do, and some people have the treasure. And sometimes it's cash, and sometimes it is real estate. So tell us a story about one of the kids or the young adults, the young people that you have supported, like, first name, but like where they were when you met and where they are today.
Okay. So I have so many favorites, but I'm going to talk about Kiara. Kiara was, she was human trafficked. And then when they found out, she was in foster care. But she had so much turmoil within her that she ended up in group homes, and she was a runaway. But she had, I'll call her Pam, was her attorney, and Pam is the root of Ways for Life. It was, she approached me about working with her and a few others to start Ways for Life. And so Pam knew about Lift Up, and she helped her apply. And so Kiara came to us And what I really love, because we have them for a college year, is they come in angry, they come in guarded, they're just really not happy with how life is really kind of handed them. And at the time, she was 16. So she has lived a life of many things none of us could even imagine. And so she came to us, and she was really smart. I really try to form a good relationship with our students. And she was smart. She almost ran away twice, but she was smart. She called me, and I talked her off the cliff. And to see where she was and where she is today, she actually has started her own nonprofit. She's an advocate for victims. And so she helps them navigate, the legal system, and she really helps point them in the right direction to give them the help that they need. And to see that, and Pam, as I was talking about, who's a legal aid attorney, she said, I'm just amazed at the transformation in her. She is now a mom. So what I like to tell people is we don't just have an impact on that one person. It's a generational impact. And that is what I love about what we do. We really help them shift their mindset to, I'm not a victim. A lot of times people have victim mentality when they've been so hurt, especially throughout their childhood, to I'm a victor. I am going to create a life different than what I've known. And we always tell them the message, your past does not equal your future. You are in charge of your future. You get to decide, and we are here to help you. And it's not a hand up. It's, we reach up and we help pull them up and lift them up, which is why we named it Lift Up.
That is such a beautiful story. I'm just imagining, like, when they say that, the drop in the water, and then the ripple effect, like the drop of you taking her hand and saying, you may have been hurt in the past, but now you're going to be loved, and we're going to support you and show you what it looks like to know that there's another side to society. And now she's created her own nonprofit. And just imagine that ripple effect of how many lives. I love that, which actually leads me to the $550,000 question, which is, what could this nonprofit do with $550,000? And viewers, the reason that we use that specific number, which, by the way, Lisa, has actually been elevated to 600,000. 550 is an old number. It's now 6, is the average amount of the donation, of the equity, of the proceeds that comes from a gift of real estate that goes to the nonprofit world at one whack. So what would you do with that kind of money?
Wow. So we do have this vision to create a huge housing complex where we can have more housing, because there still is not enough housing. I mean, our team is incredible about finding homes for these kids. Sometimes it's emergency housing. We do collaborate with other nonprofits that provide housing in our community. We would do that. But also through Lift Up, we help them get a good used car so that they can go to school and get to work, because we just do not have that bus transportation system. So it makes it that much harder. And Ubers, unfortunately, have become very expensive. So we do that. We have Uber cards that we'll give them. We bought a van this year so we could transport our members and students to Lift Up or to Ways for Life. But there is so much we could do with $550,000, $600,000 and more. And because you said that's one transaction, right?
Right. Now, how much is one car?
So one car, our budget right now is $7,000 to $8,000.
Wow.
Which the cost of cars have gone up, especially used cars. So our goal is to buy them a car that's around $12,000, which will be a much better car for them. So even if we just took that $550,000 and just bought cars.
Well, and what about paying for their first 6 months or year of insurance on the car? Do you do things like that as well? I mean, you're helping them, right?
Right. In the state of Florida, there's keys to independence. So if one of our members has been in foster care for 6 months or more, they actually get their first year of insurance paid for. So, but we have students who are homeless who weren't necessarily in foster care, but they probably should have been in foster care, and so that would be great help to them.
Well, Lisa, we want our viewers to know about your nonprofit, about how this kind of money would help them. We also want them to know that charitable gifting of real estate is one of the many ways that they can support your nonprofit and any of the 160,000 nonprofits in Florida, or the 1.5 million in the country. What are a couple of key factors that you would like people to know about charitable real estate now that you've sat through our charitable real estate masterclass?
So what I really love about what you're teaching and what we're able to do is we make it so much easier for people to be able to donate and have a tax write-off, right? That is so incredible because a lot of people are in a position where they want to give. And this is one of the easiest and most simple ways versus just handing the real estate to the nonprofit, because most nonprofits will not accept real estate as a donation. So you are such a change maker, Cami, and your whole team. And when I came across what you're doing, I thought, brilliant. Wow. I'm so glad that I got to meet you and learn about what you're doing. And I'm so looking forward to being part of the Real Estate Agents of Change.
Well, we're thrilled to have you. Our mission is to fund your mission. Our purpose is to fund your purpose, because we're just helping nonprofits to get funded by the millions, hundreds of millions. $9 billion a year is currently being donated to nonprofits through gifts of real estate. And that's without the nonprofits even asking for it. That's with people figuring it out on their own. So with people like me and you, and me personally, with my big mouth being the megaphone for this, imagine how many more billions of dollars a year can flow in, how many kids that we can help that are aging out of foster care, how many homes that can be provided, how many cars. I really want to honor you for the vision and what you're doing, because all the money in the world won't help if there aren't people like you knowing what to do with it and how to help people. Are there any final thoughts that you'd like to share before we bring this to a close?
Just that people, I don't think, really understand how many kids age out of foster care. Every year, the number that is published is 23,000 kids age out of foster care at 18, and they are on the streets. And I had a great childhood, wonderful parents. I can't even imagine. I mean, my daughter's the same way. She's 28 now, and she'll call me, Mom, what about this? What about that? And she will tell me, I don't know what I'd do without you. She's 28. And I was the same way, with my mom. I'd always be calling her and asking for her for advice. And that's what our whole mission is, to become family for our members, that they know they have people they can come to. And, I have students reach out to me all the time asking me questions, and it's such a good feeling to make a difference in someone's lives. So this is such a phenomenal way for people to be able to give and make a difference in the nonprofits that really align with their heart. So I'm really happy that you're spreading the word. I'm excited to be part of it, and just thrilled to learn that much more, because there is a lot to learn, and I'm excited to be on this journey with you.
Well, we spend 90% of our time simply providing information and education about charitable gifting of real estate and how simple it truly can be. And it is risk-free, and it is zero out-of-pocket expense for the nonprofits. And it is within 30 days giving the donor the tax benefits that they're looking for when it's done the way that we do it. It's not always done this way. As a matter of fact, it's rarely done this way. But between people like me and you sharing the word, we just imagine the billions and billions a year, not one time, not like one fundraiser, not like one check, but creating that pipeline so it continues to flow to people like you to go out and spread your good works. So there you have it, friends. Another episode of the Real Agents of Change. Lisa is one of the tribe. She's one of the charitable real estate champions, rock stars, as we call people in the rock, the Real Agents of Change. Thank you for being here, Lisa. And for those of you watching, if you think you're a real agent of change, if you feel called to help us not only spread the word, to let people know that this is an option, but to fund your nonprofit or to have your real estate company benefit from listing legacy listings, whatever this calls you forward to want to learn more about, reach out to Lisa or I, because that's what we're here for. Our goal is to give at least $1 billion a year to the nonprofit world, which translates into $50 million a year, at least, in commissions to the real estate professionals and beyond. The Real Agents of Change, signing out at this point, but we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you, Lisa. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Kevin. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.